Independent National Electoral Commission says it will release a fresh timetable and schedule of activities for the recall of Senator Dino Melaye, who represents Kogi West Senatorial Districts. We have a public affairs analyst, Doyin Johnson, here in the studio to talk more on this. It's good to have you, Mr. Johnson, on the News Hour.
Good morning, Blessing.
So now all the legal hurdles have been cleared. The recall process can now commence as expected. How optimistic are you that this will follow through?
The recall process is getting too delayed in the sense that the appeal court has given judgment that the INEC can proceed with the recall process. But Senator Dino said, even if he walked through this valley of shadows of death, he shall fear no evil. Automatically, he's going to Supreme Court, as he claimed. So automatically, the case and the matter that the people of Kogi West are agitating for is the recall of Mr. Dino Melaye. And that is taking too long. And that falls back to the error in our judiciary process. Because the matter has been on since June 23rd, 2017. Now, almost a year now, something reasonable has not been able to be established. By June this year, that is going to be a year, which I'm quite sure they may still be at the Supreme Court. The entire country will be agitating and preparing for the 2019 electionary process.
So what do you expect from the Supreme Court?
The Supreme Court, well, my bone of contention and the area where I want to talk about is that the courts, the judiciary process of any matter in the court, either appeal Supreme Court, the government should work more on that. The processing take too long. When you look at the case of in the past, like of the electoral tribunals and those stuff others, you realize somebody that won the election through the fraudulent manners spent 3.5 years in the office, where I supposed to spend 4 years. Okay. So the government need to work more on the judiciary process. Okay,
and after considering all the submissions made from both parties, the courts maintain that status quo be maintained. Are you, what lacuna do you expect the senator to explore this time? Do you expect a different ruling if it indeed gets to the Supreme Court? I
don't see any lacuna in the side of right from the process till date. But the problem is that I can say all these are still delayed tactics.
No, I'm asking, what do you expect the senator to tender? What fresh evidence do you want him? Do you expect him to tender to the Supreme Court to get a different ruling?
That's what I'm still saying. The senator has no fresh evidence because
so he's just buying time.
Yes, just buying time because 52%, I think 50-point-something% of the populace, of the registered from the community, said, Mr. Dino Melaye, you are not representing them well, come back home. You say you are not going back. You want to keep representing them. So automatically, at this junction, is just buying time, in my own perspective.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead. Okay.
In my own perspective, it's just buying time because the people that is representing say, come back home, and they have been able to conduct a referendum, whereby about over 52% want him back home. We will remind you, that is the registered voters. And not all the voters, registered voters that casted their votes. So for the 52% above to have come out and say this man come back, I think that aspect of the culture should be properly checked again, because even when they finally do the conclusion on the recall, the Senate president will still have to approve he's going back to his constituency in the recall. So on that aspect, we still need to work more on the culture, as I keep saying.
So does this go back to restructuring? You know,
I've said
going back to take a look at our constitution and make things better, make it easier for everybody.
I'm an advocate of restructuring. Nigeria can never get better, and Nigeria cannot move forward without restructuring. And I keep saying that we have to go back to that drawing table and restructure the entire process. That is our constitution is sick.
When the recall started, when the first tender was made, some analysts came and said there is no saints anywhere. And so if you recall Senator Dino Melaye back to Kogi State, who is the saint, who is the new person that you're going to bring back that you're sure is not going to do something worse or that's going to be different from him? What are your thoughts on this? Are we supposed to just kick the baby with the bath water out, or try to freshen or restructure, like you say, what we already have or those we already have on ground?
Thank you very much. When you look at our electionary process, 1999 was quite different to 2003. 2003 was quite different to 2017 in terms of improvement. You cannot say because somebody is your friend You cannot say the truth. You cannot say because Mr. Dino is not a saint, they are not saints. I won't accept to that. And many Nigeria will never support that. The people he's representing, they don't want him. On what ground? We don't want gangsters in the National Assembly. National Assembly are meant for the men of honor. That is the first image of this country. They are representing the people. When a senator in a country is a first-class citizen, we don't want, that place is not for the hoodlums. It's not for the gangsters. So the people who are supporting, there is no how bad you are, you must have your supporter. There's no how good you are, you must have your supporter. So automatically, you don't expect Dino's friend not to support Dino's at that particular point. So in that position, he will have his people. But what I'm saying, and my position, and the people of Southwest, Kogi West, what they want is the Mr. Dino should come back home, and it's not represented them well. Absolutely. Because based on his performance in the floor of the National Assembly and others, just to mention a few.
Thank you so much, Doyin Johnson. We appreciate you for your time.